Maryam's first question was that she heard that Isha has a time of necessity. What is meant by time of necessity? See, Asr time is divided into a time of obligation and a time of necessity. So the beginning of the time of Asr is when the shade is equal to the height of an erect object. Once the shade becomes the same length, this is Asr time. And this beginning of the time is extended, some say until it is twice the length, and the most authentic opinion is until the brightness of the sun becomes yellow and it's possible to look close to it, which is approximately an hour and a half, maybe a little bit more after the time of Asr. So this time, when the length of the shade is the same as the erect object, till the time where the sun's brightness is gone and the sun becomes yellow instead of white, this is called the time of obligation. This is the best time to pray. You're allowed to pray from the beginning to the end. But once the sun becomes yellow, till the time it sets, this is called time of necessity. So scholars say that, yeah, you can pray, but it is makruh because you've delayed it for too long. So the prayer is valid, you have no problem, but it is a time of necessity. This is what some scholars say about it. Now in Isha, we know that the beginning of time of Isha prayer is when you look at the west where the sun had set and the redness in the twilight disappears. This means that the time of Maghrib is over. Now it's time for Isha. Till when? Well, the scholars say that it extends till midnight. And what is midnight? Our midnight in Islam is different than the midnight of the Westerners, where Cinderella's cottage becomes a pumpkin. It's not 12 o'clock. Our midnight is calculated by measuring the time from the sunset till the break of dawn. So if it's 10 hours, divide them into two, it's 5 hours. Add the 5 hours to the time of sunset. So if the sun sets at 7 o'clock, then it becomes 12. If the sun sets at 6 o'clock, it becomes 11. It depends on these two variables, sunset and the break of dawn. Divide them into two, and this is the time of midnight. So she says some schools of thought, and this is true, say that there is a time of necessity, which is after the midnight till the break of dawn. This is time for necessity. If a woman, for example, sees her purity from menses at 2 a.m., we say that she doesn't have to pray Isha because the time is over with midnight. Other schools say no, it is extended till Fajr. So it's an issue of dispute. I'm inclined to follow what the majority say, that this ends at midnight and Allah Azza wa Jal knows best.